Hello, Green Grounders. It's Alvin here, your go-to guy for all things movies, TV series, and tech. Today, we're diving into a world that's close to my heart, and I bet it's close to yours too. The ever-evolving universe of Doctor Who. A show that's been a staple in our lives. Much like that old comfy armchair in your living room. It's familiar, it's cozy, and it's full of memories. Now let's talk about nostalgia. Remember the days when Doctor Who was all about low-budget charm and sci-fi adventures that kept us glued to our screens? Those were the days, right? The Sea Devils, the Daleks, the Cybermen, they weren't just villains. They were icons of our childhood, and who could forget the Doctor himself? That eccentric, time-traveling genius with a penchant for getting into trouble. But as with all good things, change is inevitable. The show has evolved, and with it, so have the characters and the stories. It's like watching an old friend go through different phases of life. Sometimes it's exciting, sometimes it's a bit disconcerting, but it's always interesting. Take the recent seasons, for instance. The show took a bold turn, introducing us to the 13th Doctor. A fresh face, a new perspective. It was a change that had the potential to reinvigorate the series. But as we've seen, change can be a double-edged sword. The show started to lean heavily into social justice themes. And while that's not inherently bad, it's all about the execution, isn't it? Now, I'm all for progress and representation, but there's an art to weaving these themes into a story without losing the essence of what made Doctor Who great in the first place. It's like adding spices to a dish. Too little, and it's bland. Too much, and it's overpowering. The key is balance, and that's where the recent seasons seem to have missed the mark. And then there was a glimmer of hope. The return of Russell T Davies and David Tennant, names that resonate with any Doctor Who fan. Davies, the mastermind behind some of the show's most memorable episodes, and Tennant, arguably one of the most beloved Doctors. It was like the stars aligning for a grand comeback. But, as the saying goes, expectation is the root of all heartache. The new episodes under Davies, particularly the Star Beast, seemed to continue down the path of heavy-handed messaging. It's a tricky line to walk, addressing social issues in a show like Doctor Who. You want to be relevant, but you also don't want to lose the magic that draws people in. It's like trying to keep a campfire going. You need just the right amount of fuel to keep the flames alive without smothering them. And this brings us to a character that's as much a part of Doctor Who as the TARDIS itself. Davros, the creator of the Daleks, the man you love to hate. He's been a symbol of evil and a testament to the show's willingness to explore dark themes. But in the recent portrayal, something's changed. Davros, once a physically disabled villain, has been transformed. No more wheelchair. No more electronic voice. It's a complete overhaul. Now, I understand the intention behind this change. Associating disability with evil is a trope that's rightfully being challenged. But here's the thing. Davros was never just about his physical limitations. He was a complex character, a brilliant mind with a twisted vision. His disability was part of his story, but it wasn't the whole story. By changing this aspect of his character, there's a risk of losing the depth and the nuance that made him so intriguing. It's a reflection of a larger trend in media, where there's a push to be politically correct, often at the expense of storytelling. It's like walking on a tightrope. You want to be respectful and inclusive, but you also don't want to compromise on the creative integrity of your work. It's a delicate balance, and it's not easy to achieve. But let's not forget, Doctor Who is more than just a TV show. It's a cultural phenomenon. It's a show that's inspired generations, that's sparked imaginations, and that's brought people together. It's a show that's always been about exploring the unknown, about challenging norms, and about pushing boundaries. And that's what we love about it. So where does Doctor Who go from here? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The show has always been about change. Changing doctors, changing companions, changing stories, and with change comes the opportunity for growth, for reinvention, for a new chapter. As fans, we're on this journey together. We celebrate the highs, we debate the lows, and we always look forward to what's next. Doctor Who is a show that survived for decades, and it survived because of its ability to evolve, to adapt, and to surprise us. And that's what I want to hear from you, my fellow Green Grounders. What are your thoughts on the recent changes in Doctor Who? Do you miss the old days, or are you excited about the new direction? Let's have a conversation in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. We're all about diving deep into the world of movies, TV series, and tech, and we want you to be a part of it. Remember, more information and details can be found in the description. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep enjoying the wonderful world of entertainment. This is Alvin, signing off from Green Ground. Stay curious, stay engaged, and as always, stay entertained,